in over there, please?
I don't think we have anybody on the list, Your Honor.
No? Okay. Okay, call regular city council meeting Monday, April 15th, 2019 to order. Clerk, call roll, please.
Alderman Putoff. Ferrari. Here. Waldorf. Here. Lukosius. Radke. Sapienza. Here. Payton. Here. Ballard. Here. Mayor Harrell.
Here, all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No public comment presentation. Crystal Dean, Earth Day, Peru City Cleanup. Crystal, are you here? Oh, there you are.
Hi, I'm Crystal. I'm organizing a event for Earth Day on April 22nd, and I actually opened it up originally from 8 until 7 p.m., but I decided to do two different time slots. One is for 10 a.m. for shooting park cleanup for the whole area of shooting park from within the Peru city limits, and then the other one is at 5:30 p.m. For Route 6 cleanup, again within the Peru city limits.
Crystal and I have talked a couple of times, and she's got a Facebook event that she's created, communicated with PSM manager King regarding providing volunteers with bags, anticipating there might be other volunteers that will come into City Hall and pick up materials to do cleanups in their neighborhoods or parks, and then we'll coordinate to get the locations picked up with whatever trash they accumulate in the bags.
For safety, I ordered all the vests. I have them now, and the gloves, and then we'll get the trash bags for you so you can pick them all. You want to pick them all up here?
Yes, Crystal's created a flyer, and after tonight's meeting and the council being in the loop on it completely, then we'll put the flyer out on the city's website as well as our Facebook page, and then we'll direct the residents in here. The only thing of note that might be a concern is that city offices are not open this Friday for Good Friday, so people that want to participate and pick up garbage bags and stuff would have to come in.
So would they be open on Monday, though, on the 22nd?
Well, yes, they can come in. Offices open at 8. They can come in on Monday for Earth Day and get their supplies.
So I've gotten a couple of businesses involved, Hy-Vee, Walmart, possibly Home Depot, Menards, Target. So I actually let them know that I could pick up all of the supplies and have them for them. So when would be a good time to pick those up?
Thursday is good.
I have them, so anytime you want to just down to the fire station, I'll give you my card when we're done. You can give me a call and hook up with you.
Earth Day is Monday, April 22nd.
And I have a bunch of flyers too.
Do we have a safety vest for Day?
I'll brush her in there. I sewed these.
Thank you, Crystal. Okay, Peru Little League. Robbie?
I'm Robin Cavins from Peru Little League. This is Doug Capps, also from Peru Little League. Two things we came for tonight. Number one, with LP leaving Veterans Park, Peru Little League in District 20, along with Little League International, is trying to convert 13, 14-year-old leagues to 5480 fields. Tim Trevere from District 20 last year started a pilot program. There was only a couple fields in the district that could play these games. This year, they want to have at least 6 or 8 fields. 5480, the pitching mound is 54 feet from the plate, and the bases are 80 feet. When kids leave Little League at 12, they go up to the big diamonds. The normal diamonds now are 60 feet, pitching mound 90 feet bases. A lot of kids don't play. They stop playing because they get scared. So the last couple of years, Trevere and them have been talking with Little League International to convert this, and last year it worked out okay with a few diamonds. This year we have 6 if Peru can convert a diamond inside the district ourselves. And then they are going to go back to Little League International and try to get it converted for the United States across the board, so everybody can play that. So we are asking to convert veterans to 5480 this year. We would just leave it 6090 also, so we could have dual purpose with it. The mound would just have, we'd put a makeshift rubber into the mound now, not have to change anything with that, and then play games up there, keep the park in use.
Rob, would you be able to use that for men's softball too, if you converted?
What's the dimensions? I don't,
I don't know off the top of my head, but usually they're all dirt infields. But we looked at doing a softball tournament up there last year, but the problem is the baselines would be in that grass infield. With Sal kicking the men's softball out of their park and then moving it over to over by Terrace, that didn't really work too well, and now it looks like they're thinking about not even having a league this year. Having a men's softball field in the area would be nice.
if you skin it, yes, I mean, that'd be the only thing to do, but the benefit of
We would
the,
need the all dirt infield, I'm just saying, the base paths would need to be dirt, whatever. And I think that would fit with the Little League dimensions, 20 League dimensions.
if they're 5480, yeah, because we'll cut the sod, we have to cut the sod back, to dimensions to fit it. I know the base paths are cut dirt, but yeah, we'd have to cut the sod back in the infield. The benefit of that, is too, is grade school dimensions are 5480. Parkside School uses it, Peru Catholic uses it, and we'd be able to host a regional tournament or something like that if we convert it also.
There is one diamond up there already that's,
Correct, the skin field, yes, is what they
Right.
use now with no mound, but we'd be able to host probably 2 games or do a tournament on a weekend if we had 2 fields.
That's another thing, because I'm not familiar. What happens to the mound?
The mound will stay,
At 60 feet.
the original rubber will stay at 60, we'll put a temporary rubber in at 54.
Oh, okay.
So we'll get buy our own rubber, literally go buy the rubber, mount it in, measure it, put it in at 54. It'll be on the downhill, yes, it'll be closer to the ground, yes. No. That's how last year when Parkside played in regionals at Field Crest, that's how they had their mound. Their mound was normal, then they had a separate rubber closer to the mound, home plate.
Would you host tournament if you had it?
For IESA, yes, probably, yes.
Just see this, like, do they have travel ball for this?
Yes, that'd be, that's 13-year-old, that's what we're playing right now. So we could hold games up there, yes.
Rob, are we looking at the big diamond up there, or what diamond?
LP's diamond, the big one, the very big one.
So, explain this rubber again, the pitcher's mount?
The pitcher's mound would be just we'd put a temporary one, pound it into the ground. It would be from 54, it'd be only 54 feet. The original 60 feet rubber that's there right now that LP used would stay. That way, if the senior league team needed to play up there and they're 60-90, we just take that rubber out, put the bases in at 50.
So it's kind of like the girls do at McKinley, not a softball, okay.
Yes. I'm guessing 5 to 8 feet or more. We measured it, me and Jeff Shaw measured it one night, and you're bringing the base in 10 feet. The base path right now, according to dimensions with Little League and all that, there's a 3 feet gap between the end of the sod and the base path for that. So you gotta come in at least 7 to 10 feet in. You're gonna take a good chunk out. Yeah, so,
Who, is gonna do the work? Or what,
well,
are you asking for our participation in
we're asking
doing?
for help to get it done, yes.
Well,
Yes. To get the sod cut back and the pegs put in, because Little League's never done put the pegs in and all that. You know, I mean, if we have to get a work day and cut the sod like we did on the Little League diamond 2 years ago, I'm sure I can get help to do that. Our games are supposed to start May 6th, according to Jeff Shaw, for Junior League.
okay, yep,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to tear it up more than we're going to do good.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's been wet so far, and hopefully we end up somehow. Yeah. We don't want to be bringing, 12,000-pound skidders in there and roughing up. And how would that play with the people playing large time, having that much cut out of space? You know, having that wide of baseball.
As of right now, nobody plays on that diamond, because the only people that played on that diamond was LP.
So it's 30.
And the city did work to it last year after the season was over. I know they planted grass and put some sod down and all that. I mean, that's evident and visible up there, and I know Tom did some work because he had tarps all around every field this past fall.
So right now, you know, people that think you can sit there and say, you didn't want to come play baseball, like,
For practicing, yep.
Have you gone through the Park and Rec, Rob, or anything,
Yes.
or?
Oh
Okay.
yeah, we went to Park and Rec in February.
What do you guys think?
I don't think, I
Oh,
don't
they're
think.
great, I'm sorry, wait, I saw you back there, I'm not gonna see. Greg, Sundberg, what is Parks and Rec?
Okay, they came to our meeting back in February, and we okayed the recommendation to come to the city council, explain their plan for their, for 5480 Diamond. Because like Rob was saying, that when you have to go from Little League, you're 12 years old, and you're throwing from 46 feet, 60-foot bases, you're going up to 60, 90. And a lot of kids have gotten hurt over the years, their arms especially. It's a lot longer throw, a longer run, so on and so on. But we were all in favor on the park board of going forward with this. I think it's pretty low maintenance, except for removing the sod. But we're all on the same page with that.
The whole idea is to use the park.
Right.
You got a field that could be used, it's not being used right now, but a little bit of maintenance. I would say.
Yeah, we've always wanted to see our parks full. It's the boys, the girls, no matter who it is, travel teams coming in. It's great in the city of Peru also.
And that's it, it does no longer just a spurt on a softball. Girls, is that the same dimension?
Simon brought up, I don't know, maybe a year ago, whatever, with you guys, about maybe stripping all the grass, making it dirt infield like the diamond to the north, and put the pegs in multi-purpose, so softball producers, they're making holes through diamonds, have tournaments on weekends there. But LP was still using the field at the time.
One that when you decide that you should pay for our surface down, because it's clay. Isn't it? So you're gonna have to strip that down, right?
I like the idea, but I want it supervised. I know Eric's a busy person, but I want to throw another thing on his shoulders.
We did an improvement there a couple of years ago. We had some drainage problems with the infield. We stripped a portion of the infield, relayed some sod in the infield, brought some new turf in and field conditioner. So I have the contacts with the company that we bought the material from the first time. We can reach out to them and see what the pricing looks like on that. And then, I don't know if you guys can just help me on what the final proposal will be, if it's just cutting back a few feet of sod, or if we are talking about potentially making it a multi-use diamond. I believe Ladd has one like that, where they have an all-dirt infield, and they have, if it's 60, 80, 90, they have 3 pegs, and I think they play a multitude of games there, whether it's travel leagues or city leagues or whatnot.
I think they're instructional, they're little,
Yeah.
their older kids all play there.
Yeah. So we can talk about, you know, what that looks like and, you know, what kind of quantities of material we're looking at, so.
I'd like to,
Delphi's gone for good?
I'm guessing, yeah,
They went to Overton.
yes.
They've gone to over.
Overton.
They did this year, but they called, they got drainage problems there, so they want to, all that, so. They have drainage problems at Overton.
well, you know, right now, we got the city of Peru wanting to do something. I'd say, let's do it. As long as let's get the numbers together, what Park's gonna pay, what we need to pay, or get Eric, make sure we have everything down right, and let's go. I'll make a motion. I mean, we can't do it tonight, but
Yeah, well,
Well, how come LP left?
Ask LP, I don't know. I have no idea. Never, I found out,
Superintendent will have
Mhm.
Yep.
Pass it on.
So can we have that to the next,
Are you gonna put it on public service next Monday? And then we'll go to full council on the 30th. Is that all right?
well, I mean, we're talking about it now, can we just put on that agenda?
Well, we don't, it's a structural change in the way our ordinance reads. We need to vote on a structural change. So it'll have to go on the
Rob, if you can-
agenda.
I don't know what your schedule looks like.
Is it okay? I'm sure it's okay by listening to everybody here, but to start and we ratify it after.
Yeah, we can meet yet this week, and, like I said, we just went through this with making some drainage improvements, due to, some lack of maintenance or incorrect maintenance there for years, and, so we're pretty familiar with the process on what needs to be done, and, you know, we've got the context on who we reached out to, so it should be pretty quick in getting all of that together, whatever the work process is and the dollars, and then, Dave, if you want us to bring that to your committee, we will.
Yeah, even if we have to just cut around the base path for now, and then get the sod out later, we can run on the grass, I mean, if we had to get the games going.
When would that season start?
May 6th is the first week
Oh,
of May.
okay.
Is the first week of games that Jeff Shaw.
So it needs to right.
Yeah. No, no.
But just a straw poll in the council, everybody's fine? Okay, so we'll ratify it after. It'd be a nice addition and to see the park used more. It's great, thank you.
One more.
The second one is a little bit more detailed, but we brought up the Park and Rec with the recommendation from Central States Committee in District 20 about putting a scores booth behind Washington Park's big field. So we talked about it for a good year, so finally me and Doug kind of worked on this and got bids and everything like that to do it. We came up with a 22 by 22 two-story structure that would butt up against the outside fence and put an awning over the top where there's no protection now for anybody sitting behind there doing the scoreboard, and allows some people to sit underneath there if they can't sit in the sun or stuff like that. The total bid was about $65,000, doesn't include any work that the city could do to help us with. So we're figuring probably another 10 grand, so about 75 grand to build it. Doesn't include any donations back. I know several of the people we've talked to said they'd be willing to donate some time. We're going to put a plaque up on the wall. But District 20 and Central States has been asking for this for a couple of years, and we're just trying to look at it and see what we can do. It would also give us storage room because the batting cage nets and the L screens all sat out in the winter again this year because LP didn't take them down. And we need to get those off and protected every year, otherwise they're not going to last. You guys bought a net last year, we bought a net last year. I want to see those last 10 to 15 years if we can.
We are looking at a block, not wood.
It would be 4-inch block with the wood structure inside. Is one bid, the other bid's an 8-inch block. Yeah.
So I just wanted to drive it.
You want the-
Storage? What happens to the bleachers behind you?
They're gonna go.
I'd say, I mean, you might be able to fit 100 people back there. I mean, there's still,
You could replace bleachers down the side. The newer style bleachers that a lot of parks are going with now have the hand railings for people to walk up. Yeah,
if we install new bleachers, and if we install new ones that are up to code, we probably have to redo all the old ones.
That's right. Anytime you touch any of the existing structure to make it ADA compliant, you have to take it all.
Rob, picture now, would it go up to the inside fence?
outside, it would go up to the outside fence, the tallest one, and then we cut through the fence to bring it down to the interior backstop, basically. Right where the scores table is now, would go to that top of that fence there.
So that fence would stay.
Both fences would stay, yes.
There'd be a little modification to the one in the back where the scores do walk up to it, but that would be it, like you said. Put some kind of metal awning or something down to the inside fence, so you have a protected area over people that would want to sit down there or, you know, get out of the sun or out of the rain. If a rainstorm comes through. At least there's that whole set behind home plate, where you can walk up in between the doorway and it's a 22-foot by 22-foot building is what we're looking at.
Again, we need to find ways to utilize our parks. I mean, the end of July, we're done, once Central State's gone and there's nothing going on. I mean, we gotta find a way to utilize our diamonds.
Well, last year they did an after league thing with LaSalle, and they're looking at expanding that for the kids that don't play grade school baseball, or the younger kids, to play through August before school starts. And they're gonna look to expand to LaSalle through Oglesby, stuff like that. So there'll be more games there. And our goal is that if Central State's is staying, which they want to stay, is to put games in the other two diamonds while Central State's is going on. So it'd have to be next year, we'd have to look at it.
So we have to take that into consideration for next year and how we plan to finance it on the city, so that we can get you to that.
Right now, Little League can donate about 10 grand to it, based on our budget. We don't have a very big budget, so yeah, we'd be looking, if it's 75, we'd be looking at 65. Like I said, but that's before any donations are given, and I won't know them till it gets done. Yeah, basically. That's fine. That's fine. I just wanted, we were told to bring it, so I wanted to bring it.
That's right.
And get your opinions. We got other things going. I'm gonna talk to Ray after the meeting here about some stuff with Parks and Rec and in that, so keep moving with the parks. We're gonna keep improving. So I know one thing I talked to Jeff Shaw was we gotta get some more L screens, because last year during Central State, a coach from out of town got hit in the head, the ball went through the screen. So we gotta look at improving that stuff too.
Well, what's the news that earlier tonight, walked in the meeting,
Yeah. All right, we'll have that on the agenda then, for public services. In the meantime, Eric, you'll get together with them,
Yeah.
come up with some numbers. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you.
Okay, back, press release here under the presentation, backed by popular demand. Officer Dale Charbonneau Citizens Police Academy, Fall Session 2019. The Peru Police Department is now in the process of preparing for a session of the Officer Dale Charbonneau Citizen Police Academy. Dale worked 20 years as a Peru police officer and passed away in 2009. He was an accomplished and highly respected officer with the Drug Abuse Resistance Education Program, organized and started the Peru Citizens Police Academy. It is with great respect that we name the Academy in Dale's name. The Academy is tentatively scheduled to start on Thursday, September 5th. Put this in your calendar because you really want to be participating in this, and space is limited. Start on Thursday, September 5th, and will run for 10 consecutive Thursday evenings. A ride-along with the Peru police officer on patrol and a class at the Peru Police Gun Range will be scheduled separately from the Thursday evening classes. The Academy will be held in the Ron Wren Community Room at Peru City Hall, with the graduation and social hour expected on Thursday, November 7, 2019. Officer Dale Charbonneau Citizens Police Academy will again be open to the residents of the city of Peru if you are 21 years of age or older, who are interested in learning more about how their police department operates and the police challenges facing the city of Peru. The class will meet once a week in the evening from 6:30 to 8:30.
for that 10-week course. The curriculum has been designed to be informative as well as beneficial and will be presented in a manner that is enjoyable for everyone who attends. Participants will learn different aspects of the police department, including a tour of the police station, a canine demonstration, and work of police detectives, community policing programs, crime scene technicians, and much more. The instructors of the academy will be Peru police officers and other members of the criminal justice system. One goal of the academy is to nurture a growing pool of responsible, well-informed citizens with the potential to influence public opinion about the police practices and services. The class size will be limited to 30 students, so if you are interested, please get your name in there. I did it in 2007. It's been gone for a while now, and it's an absolute wonderful program to go through. For additional information or to express interest in attending, simply contact one of the following: Program Coordinator Officer Amy Sines or any Peru police officer, and our number is 223-2151, extension 0. And once again, last time, I don't see it in here, Chief Burnaby, but last time we even went over to the courthouse for a mock trial.
Correct.
For a drug arrest, a mock drug arrest.
I think the last, we did that several times. Dale obviously did it through the early 2000s, and I think the class was finished up one time after he passed. And there's definitely been a lot of people asking if we could bring that program back. So I told the officers, they're all about doing it. So we're going to offer it fall, and then, you know, if there's a waiting list, we'll do it again in the spring.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It really was. We did it over at the Peru Ambulance Building, or it was held over there. I wasn't in office then, and it was fantastic. One note on when we went over to the courthouse, I missed my class that I was in when we went over to the courthouse, so I went with a different class, and so I was the outsider, and it was a supposed DUI that we were putting this person on trial, and I went and I played devil's advocate until one of the participants from that class finally said, "You don't even belong here. You shut up." I said, Okay, I'm done. I'm finished. I'll just sit back and listen. I couldn't believe that, but that's what happened.
Well, Your Honor, just one thing on that. I'm a graduate of the 2010 class, and we toured the new jail, and that was a lot of fun. If you are interested in this, it will keep you interested. All 2 hours, you'll go, wait, we're done? It is a great class. And I did it because my kids were about the age of starting to be teenagers. And I wanted to know, I wanted to get caught up on what the new thing was. So it's a great class.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So the spots won't last very long. Okay, let's move on to minutes. Do we have a motion to receive the regular meeting minutes of April 1, 2019, place on file?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Do I have a motion to receive the financial reports in place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. We have a motion to receive the activity reports in place on file.
So moved, Your Honor.
Is there any discussion? Well, I have Alderman Payton as the motion and Alderman Ferrari as the second. Do we have any discussion on that? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Okay, I'll move on to committee reports, finance and safety services. Acting Chairman, Alderman Ferrari.
I'd like to turn it over to Alderman Payton for disbursements, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Disbursements for the week ending April 17th, 2019 will be $2,443,593.84. I'd like to make a motion that we pay the bills in the normal fashion.
I'll second that, Your Honor.
Have a motion to receive the disbursements placed on file and pay the bills in the usual and normal fashion. Is there any discussion? Have a roll call, clerk, call the roll.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Aye. Lukosius.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Motion approved.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to execute a one-year agreement with Buxton in the amount of $50,000.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion?
Justin, you got anything to say on that, or?
I certainly can add to that.
that. The Buxton agreement, the first year of that was last year. It was originally part of a potential 3-year agreement, and this would be year number 2. There are some, I think, some benefits to it. I don't know if Bob wants to chime in at all, but he works directly with them. But it's it's provided a good resource for the community for leads on economic development items. So they provide a couple different services. One with listing of drive mile time, and this year they're also going to do, as part of the year 2 agreement, a mobile technology process as well. So it'll show kind of where activity is in the community and who all is in the community at certain times throughout the day. Gives them some opportunity to look at some different demographics to see what other potential development could be a good fit for the community.
If I may, we went into this agreement, and what Buxton does is they give us the analytical information we need. When Bob and the mayor go to the conferences, Buxton actually brings us into their booth. They set appointments for our economic development team to meet with. They are able now to be able to track what is our leakage. So in other words, what are we leaving our area for to buy? And then they try to match us up with the right retailers to keep our folks here in town. And they've proved invaluable last year with the information. This year, with the second year into the contract, is just going to dial down deeper into how we utilize our property, how we utilize our economic development. And this is a great company. They've done very well for us.
It put us on a different level when we're at the meetings, when we're at the ICSC, the International Shopping Centers. Just put us on a complete different level. It was unbelievable. And the information that they provide us is really something. So, did you want to say anything about them?
Well, I think the most important feature of Alderman Ferrari is the new cell phone study that they will have. We know from census information that Peru grows by about 30% in population, daytime versus nighttime. And they'll be able to tell where that shopper comes from, what store they go to, what store they go to next, when they go home, how long they're here. So that is very valuable to a national retailer that wants to come into a market. They want to know, where are my shoppers coming from? How many stores do they go to? Are they really shopping? And that's the biggest part of this one that I think.
See, that's where we know where that lady and gentleman are at. We know what store they're in. We know what store they go to next. We know where they go eat. It's amazing. Big Brother is definitely watching, but it's information that is just invaluable to us. So anyway, we have a motion and a second. If there's no further discussion, we'll have a roll call. Call roll, please.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
That's all I believe under finance.
Okay, thank you. Public Services, Chairman Waldorf.
Yes, Your Honor. Alderman Ballard, please.
Yes, Your Honor, I need to make a motion to approve emergency repairs for the Arby's lift station pump to Stock Contracting LLC for $31,868.12.
I will second that. Jeff or Eric, do you
Yeah,
have
basically
any
what
information for us?
we had a failure with our Arby's lift station about a month and a half ago. We lost some bolts in the flange at the bottom. Once we did that, the motor started up, spun, twisted off the poles that actually hold the motor in place. They pulled them out of the cement in the bottom, so we had to hire this company. We had to totally de-water this system, put our emergency pumps in place, go in and totally repair both. Actually, both motors were coming loose, so we kind of re-engineered the way we did it. We put greater stainless steel bolts in, seized, Loctited them, bigger concrete, basically supports on the bottom, supports on the side. And now we started a program where every quarter we're going to de-water it and go down. And it's going to cost a little bit of maintenance, but it's going to cost us a lot less than losing it to catastrophic failure like we have twice. So we're gonna get this program in place here in May. We're gonna have them come back, go in, de-water it. They have the equipment to de-water it, because we gotta put in plugs that stops all that water coming from James Hardy and all the northern, because we're getting a lot of water that come in there, sewage. And then, we'll de-water it, go down, do our inspection, hopefully it's just a day, get back out there and get it going.
Jeff, are these malfunctions as a result of unwanted materials that are coming in there?
I wouldn't say so much that, there's a buildup at the bottom, but it's not what's causing this. This last one, the nuts actually just came off the bolts, so. Hopefully, what we did this time, it's gonna prevent that from happening, but there's tremendous vibration with those big motors down there. We can put soft starts on both of them, but there's still tremendous vibration on those motors when they start, 'cause they're pretty big motors.
How deep is that?
Yeah, 28 feet. This is, just keep in mind, this is what we're trying to alleviate by going with the deep sewer underneath 80. So we don't have to continue fighting with this lift station, because this lift station's the heartbeat up there. If this thing goes down, that's everything that's pushing south.
How many times has it gone down?
Twice now within the last year, well, 3 years. Yeah.
At what point are we in the deep sewer project?
We're moving through permits right now. They work with Justin. We do have a line item in this year's budget for some expenditures either related to that project or the 7th Street water main project, just depending upon what came through. We submitted both an IEPA loan forgiveness program. So we're hopeful that we get some monies through that program. If not, we have budgeted some monies to start one of those projects.
Very good.
Anybody else? Can we have a roll call, clerk call roll?
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Aye. Macocious.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to approve a quote from Northern Illinois Rubber Wall Incorporated in the amount of $29,317 for the coating of the East Wastewater Treatment Plant flood wall for the FEMA grant project specifications. This is something we've been working on off and on for 6 years. The mayor had mentioned how long it takes to get some things done. I know everything moving hard. You want to explain that, Aaron?
Yeah, certainly. Project is underway. We were waiting on a determination from FEMA on some reallocations of some of the grant money. We did receive a favorable response from them, even though it took months. So the project notice to proceed was issued. We have been moving forward with the construction of the wall. One of the items that we did not award at the time of bid was the rubber wall portion, because we felt like the price that we had was too high. So we searched out some other options, and other potential contractors brought us to this with Northern Illinois rubber wall. It's a favorable price. I think we're in the neighborhood of about $15,000 or so less than our original anticipated price. So the price that we did not award at bid time. So I would recommend moving forward with this. This is a requirement of the grant. It is a part of the project that we represented to FEMA. It's an extra layer of protection to the flood wall. So.
Yeah, I'd like to second that.
Anybody else? Can we have a roll call roll, please?
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Aye. Macocious.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Your Honor, finally, I would like to make a motion to receive and place on file the water and sewer acreage and impact fees effective May 1st, 2019.
And I'll second that.
Have a motion, second, discussion?
Yeah, this is our annual increase to our water and sewer acreage fees. These are assessed when we have new developments that come to the city that are otherwise not already serviced by the city. One that I can point to that's kind of still maybe fresh in everybody's mind is the Northern White Sand development that Mayor spoke of during his city speech. We annexed nearly 300 acres of ground that wasn't previously in the city. We need to provide service to that acreage, so there's an impact to our systems within the city. So extending water mains, extending sewers, upgrading plants, whether it's water plants or sewer plants, in order to provide those utility services. We assess those fees to the developments. From time to time, those may be negotiated depending on what the development is. However, the way that it's set up now is it increases by, I believe, construction index 3% a year, if I'm correct. So every year in May, or close to May, we move forward with the increases.
Anybody? Roll call.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Motion approved.
Chief King, anything else? Chief Burnaby? That's all from Public Services, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Report city attorney, ordinances, resolutions.
Yes, Your Honor. First, I have minutes of public hearing and petition in the City of Peru concerning real estate generally located north of May Road, North 30th Road, and containing approximately 73.125 acres. And this was Planning and Zoning Commission hearing that was on April 10th. The reason why it was required is because this is the home property that the city recently acquired, and because there was a zoning change request. Instead of normally coming in as R1, we are requesting that it be Zone B4 like everything else up in that area. So the hearing was required, and the commission unanimously voted to recommend the petition be approved favorably, 6-0.
Okay, do I have a motion to receive the minutes placed on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Second, Your Honor.
Any discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
Going along with that, I have an ordinance annexing certain territory of the City of Peru, Illinois, as prayed for by the petition of the City of Peru concerning real estate generally located north of May Road, North 30th Road, and containing approximately 73.125 acres.
I have a motion to approve the ordinance as written and read.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Next, I have an ordinance amending ordinance number 6328 entitled an ordinance establishing meeting dates for the City of Peru Public Services Committee for calendar year 2019, changing the time from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Your Honor, I will make a motion that we receive the ordinance, place it on file.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance as written and read. Any discussion?
And just to add that change to 4 p.m. takes effect on May 6th.
Okay, call the roll.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Next, I have a resolution amending resolution number 2019-08 entitled Resolution Authorizing Execution of an Illinois Cash Farm Lease between the City of Peru and John Lamps for the home farm, 73.128 acres, to correct the acreage to 70.6 acres. And that's tillable acres that are being contemplated under the cash farm lease.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the ordinance, or resolution as written and read.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Have a roll call, clerk call roll.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Next, I have an ordinance adopting a new Chapter 22 Buildings and Building Regulations to the City of Peru Code of Ordinances.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the ordinance as written and read?
So moved, Your Honor.
Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Lukosius.
Aye.
Sapienza.
Aye.
Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Finally, I have an ordinance authorizing the seating of 2019 Private Activity Bonding Authority.
Do we have a motion to approve this ordinance as written and read? Motion.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, we'll have a roll call the roll.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Lukosius.
Aye.
Sapienza. Peyton. Ballard.
Motion approved.
Nothing further.
Okay, let's see, proclamations. Proclamation by the mayor, whereas the safety is the highest priority for the highway and streets of our city and state, and members of the Abate of Illinois, a brotherhood and towards education, continually promote motorcycle safety, education, and awareness in high school drivers' education program, and to the general public in our city and state, presenting motorcycle awareness programs to over 150,000 participants in Illinois over the past 7 years. Therefore, I, Scott Howell, the mayor of the city of Peru in the great state of Illinois, in recognition of 33 years of Abate of Illinois and over 650,000 registered motorcyclists statewide, and in recognition of the continued role Illinois serves as a leader in motorcycle safety, education, and awareness. So I do hereby proclaim the month of May this year of 2019 is Motorcycle Awareness Month. Do I have a motion to receive and place on file?
So moved.
Who did, Alderman Ballard? Any discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. We do have, this is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. All of us at the City of Peru and the Peru Police Department wish to recognize and thank the hardworking, dedicated, and extremely talented 911 telecommunicators that make up the Illinois Valley Regional Dispatch Valcom. These 911 dispatchers are a critical piece to a host of services that provide a lifeline that saves lives every day, serving much of the Illinois Valley. In every emergency, they are the calm voice on the other end of the telephone to let you know that you are not alone and help is on the way. Whether it is police, fire, or medical, they are always ready 24/7, and they work tirelessly to get the services out to those that need it most and as soon as possible. The service they provide is invaluable, but the nature of their job means they are not seen on the front lines like police officers, firefighters, or medics. They are the key that unlocks every emergency service in our community. They are the true first responders, and we thank them every day for what they do. They do a wonderful job. I don't know how I did it, but I mistakenly dialed 911 on my cell phone, and the call came back in 3 seconds. And then the call, what's wrong, why did you, I don't know what I did or why I did it, but it was in a very calm voice, are you sure everything's okay? But they do, like it says right here, they are the key that unlocks every emergency in our community, and thankful that we have them. So do we have a motion to receive this National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week and place on file?
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Move on to unfinished business. Let's see, do we have a motion to approve the use of the city lot, the former Marathon gas station, for the City of Peru Farmers Market on Sunday starting June 2 through October 13 of 2019 from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m.?
So moved, Your Honor.
Any discussion?
Yes, Your Honor, I'd just like to go on record as saying that the minute we have a parking issue or something, I'd like to see it move behind Peru Federal if we could. I just got a funny feeling we're gonna have a parking issue over there.
And we'll go to Joe's place. Yeah. Okay, do we have a motion, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Okay, discussion of the 6th Street property south of Dollar General. Who has anything on that? What it was we received a letter, a communication from a resident asking about the lot that is directly south of Dollar General, an empty city lot. They wanted to purchase it and put a garage up. The problem is our ordinance, you can't have a freestanding garage, it must be attached, the PIN numbers must be together. Otherwise, you'd have garages all over the city. So you can't do that. That resident's been informed of it. I think that the resident to the east of the lot is interested in it. So what does anybody want to do? We have a couple options. You can advertise it, you can appraise it, you can do requests for proposals. There's many things we can do. I know Eric has a couple things to say about it, but it looks like Alderman Ferrari has something that you wanted to say.
Does this person live to the west now, that wants to purchase it, or what do you?
The house I'm referring to now is the house just to the east of that empty lot.
The original request was from a resident that did not abut the property. So they wanted the property just to construct a garage, which didn't meet the zoning requirements. I informed them via letter, and I also had informed them in that letter that my office is working with Attorney Schweigert's office. We've represented this at a couple meetings. We've got a number of properties within the city that we've taken ownership over the years, or we have, that we are looking to potentially move to the city. However, it is a time-consuming process to identify each of those properties and then place the appropriate restrictions on those properties. So we're continuing to move forward with that. I'm sure Attorney Schweiger can maybe add something to it, but it is a lengthy process in identifying each of those items and the conformance with the zoning ordinances, and then how we move forward with the sale of that. So anyways, the short of it is I did inform that resident that that property would be included at that time unless the council wishes to break that out separately. But anything that were to be done on that property, if we were to sell it, would have to conform with all the zoning regulations.
Eric, do you know off the top of your head what the size of that lot is?
I don't know off the top of my
I
head.
mean, is it large enough to, for somebody to construct a home?
Yeah, it's in our area of town that's, would still be considered a non-conforming lot prior to, the building code or the zoning ordinance being adopted. Obviously, we wouldn't allow any non-conforming structures on it, but given its size and location, I believe that you could construct a small residential.
That property has been cleaned years, forever, as far as I know. And I know that the property to the west, the property owner to the west, has complained to me that before our general plan about the city's use of it. It seems to me that after all these years, that either sell it as a residential makes sense to me if someone's going to put up a home. And if not, draw a line down the middle if both parties are in favor on both sides. Draw a line down the middle and have them.
Yeah, that's an option as well, is to split the property and change the lot lines of the adjacent properties. Or if one owner didn't want, you could also change the lot lines to a single adjacent property. To your point, yes, it has served as a valuable piece of property for us in the sense of it's been a really good staging area for the number of construction projects that we've had in the center of town. Everybody knows the right-of-way is pretty limited in the center of town. And when we're in a construction project, contractors are permitted to store materials in the right-of-way. So it helped alleviate some of the congestion on the construction sites in people's yards, in and around and near their driveways, where we were able to store materials at that site. So it has served a good purpose for us. We are nearing the end of some of those major projects on this side of town. We've got about 3 years of sewer separation left, and I'll call it that vicinity yet. So, with that being said, it was a good thing for the city. I realize that, the adjacent property owners probably not an aesthetically pleasing thing, but we had always kept up with any type of maintenance, weeds, or, whether it was maintaining the surface of the property, we were always attentive to that, so.
That was
Yeah. But the major projects it served a large purpose for, obviously, was when we reconstructed Peoria Street. That was a big deal for us to have that property at that time. So if it's the council's wishes to move forward with it, we certainly can do that.
Well, my thought as we sit here and talk about this, and I know that the adjacent property owners have said about it, don't we still need parking downtown? Even Dollar General in that area, why can't we keep that as a staging area, at least for the 3 years, until all the sewer separations are done? I think this, if we don't have it, then we're gonna put everything, all of our staging area someplace else? This is already there.
So, one thing I should add to this as well, near the splash pad, Mayor tonight also talked about the area where we had identified a future pool. And to the mayor's point, I'll add to that any construction of a pool or a facility like that takes time. In the meantime, we did construct a temporary parking lot and laydown area there. So that is currently being utilized for the sewer separation project. So right now, we would no longer have to use that location on 6th Street.
I just want to make sure that you have
Yep.
ample space.
Yeah, we have an alternate location. Yep. But yeah, certainly, if we did not have the alternate location, I would recommend to hold on to it for a little bit longer.
I would agree with Alderman Sapienza. Let's draw a line down through the middle of it if the homeowners are interested.
I'll contact the two adjacent homeowners and see what their response is, and if the response is that neither of them are interested, we'll bring it back to the council.
I mean, unless we need to go for, legally go for requests for proposals or advertising.
Comment on that? No, we could look at it, value of the property. Yeah, we would have to get an appraisal value, of course.
Putting it down the middle, I mean, that would be a lot of legal expenses.
That's right, you'd be replatting the properties.
Yeah, you'd have to have the boundaries resurveyed, and then they'd have to assign new pins, so there'd be a lot of legal filings with the county recorder and everything.
It'd be similar to how we operate when we vacate, like an alleyway. Correct.
And maybe one of the two doesn't want to be part of it, and if that's the case, then we just go to the other. But interesting part.
I would have to also consult with Attorney Schweigert's office on, I believe that there are some language about the amount or percentage of the appraisal price that it has to be purchased for if we do not put it out for like an RFP. And I'm not sure what that percentage is.
Well, the bottom line is we'd like to see it back on the tax rolls.
Yeah, so your starting point will be to contact.
Yeah, we'll contact them,
homeowners.
and if memory serves me correctly, I think it's, when you're gonna sell it like that, I think it's 80% of the appraisal price. So I'll have to dig a little bit into that, just to, make sure that the representation to the two adjacent owners is correct. But we would have to get an appraisal on it in order to give them some sort of number to consider. Yeah, we would include the fees within that pricing as well.
Well, you can, excuse me, you can do that on, in your free time.
No problem.
Any other discussion on that piece of property? Okay, we'll move on to new business. I'm asking for a motion for the reappointment of Alderman Tom Payton to the Police Pension Board for a 2-year term ending 4/30/21.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Who did the second, Alderman Closes? Is there any discussion? Can we have a roll call, quick call roll?
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf.
Aye.
Wacosius.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Staying.
Ballard.
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. Motion to reappoint Deputy Chief Bob Pishka to the Police Pension Board for a 1-year term ending 4/30/20. I'm behind on these, so we had to go back on the stagger, so Deputy Chief Bob Pishka drew the short straw, so he has a 1-year term ending 4/30/20. So do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Who was the motion? Any discussion? Have a roll call, quick call roll.
Alderman Ferrari.
Aye.
Waldorf. Wacosius.
Aye.
Sapienza. Payton.
Aye.
Ballard.
Aye.
Motion approved. Is there any other new business? No? No?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, petitions, communications.
We have one on the agenda and one additional. So the first one is a communication with William and Carol Donnelly requesting a variance for the property located at 2616 4th Street.
Okay, we have a motion to receive the communication, place on file, and turn it over to planning and zoning for their review and recommendation.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second, Your Honor.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Let's see, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Second communication, Your Honor, is from Joe Weedsack requesting variances and waivers for property located at 701 Putnam Street.
Okay, we have a motion to receive the communication, place on file, and turn it over to planning and zoning for their review and recommendation.
So moved, Your Honor.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Your Honor, I have a communication. If
Yes.
I could, I just received this in my mailbox this evening, so it's not on the agenda, but it's a letter I received. If I could just read it into the record from a Mr. Mike Miglio, M-I-G-L-I-O, up on Marquette, Miglio, Mike Miglio up on Marquette Road. It says, "Hello Doug, on January 19th, 2019, after a heavy snowfall, my brick U.S. mail pillar was struck and basically the top 24 inches was tore off. I learned of this while I was out removing someone else's snow in the west end of Peru, so on my way back home, I stopped at the Peru Police Department and informed them I felt my homeowner's insurance would require a police report. It was never my intention to get anyone in trouble, I just thought it would be the best procedure. Your officer, Brad Anderson, was very professional and even came up to my residence to look at the damage, and at that time we learned it was a City of Peru snowplow driver that hit my mail pillar, and the driver had already reported it. I have to admit my first thoughts were, and this is in quotations, this is going to be problematic. My thoughts were quickly changed, and I spoke with Melissa in your office. She assured me this would be taken care of by the city. On January 22nd, 2019, sure enough, your crew of Mike Wellner, Bill Leary, Mike Riva, Ron Franklin were out in my front yard gathering up pieces and assessing the best way to make repairs. It was freezing cold that day and 2 feet of snow around my pillar. They had to return later with a backhoe to lift the larger piece that was buried in the drift. The snowplow driver apologized profusely. Last week, the same crew finished up the pillar, and it looks terrific. The guys did a fantastic job. You would never know it was damaged. Bill Leary went the extra mile and repainted the cast iron door and replaced it and painted the metal bottom plate that goes into the pillar. Mike Wellner, who's a retired bricklayer, also went the extra mile in procuring identical brick from Marseille Brickyard so that all the brick would match. I could tell by watching him that he takes pride in his work and wanted this job done right. Please thank all involved for a job well done. So this will go in all their personnel files tomorrow morning.
It's a nice story. Okay, anything else, petition, communications? None? Public comment? Do we have anybody with public comment? Everybody wore out, probably right about now. Okay, closed session, no. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? We have a motion, second, meeting adjourned.